Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of The Top Cut. I'm your host, Josue Crimsrohano, and with me are all three other members of The Top Cut, Michael Pramawat, Drew Olden, and Kyle Pooka. This week, actually, well, first of all, I guess we've been around for over a year now, and this is going to be the very first repeat guest that we've ever had, and it's actually Dustin Zimmerman. So what's going on, Dustin?
All right. Hey, what's up, guys? Good to be here. I'm having a lot of fun already.
Yeah, dude. I'll cut right to the chase. You're killing it this season, dude. You're absolutely killing it. You're, what, top 5 in North America? I think maybe top 3?
Still, after the first weekend of Battle Roads, I was 3rd, but I haven't made it to any Battle Roads since that first weekend, so I think I've been passed by a few people. Okay. But I should still be top 10 for sure.
Sheesh. So, what do you attribute your current success to, man? Because that's pretty ridiculous.
Well, it's really funny. The week leading up to the first weekend of States, I was like trying to come up with like this really unusual deck to play that I would like, surprise everyone with and win with. And then the Thursday before the first weekend of States, I decided I'd just play a good deck and I'd go with CMT, and I just played it all 3 weekends, and that worked out, I guess.
That's kind of funny because it's going to lead directly to the point that we're going to be making for the show this week, which is actually going to be about deck choices. So before we actually get into that, you're trying to say you attribute your success to your deck choices directly, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
I think there was a lot of my performance in States had a lot to do with me inevitably deciding on CMT as my deck choice.
Okay. How do you guys feel about CMT as a reasonable States deck choice? Do you guys feel like it was a good choice for his metagame? Incorrect? Correct? I mean, obviously, not Pram, you don't live near him, but Drew and Kyle, you live relatively close to that area.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good choice. He obviously won. Dustin's a skilled player. I think playing that deck allowed him to take advantage of the metagame a little bit. He could win the Mewtwo Wars pretty easily because he's so good. And I watched a couple of his games. He got pretty lucky too, which always helps. He just had the right combination that 3 weeks, and he was rolling.
So what was your actual success at States? You took one down or 2?
The first weekend I won Ohio, went to Indiana State, went 8-0 in Swiss, and then lost to Austin Reed in the finals. And then week 3 I went to Kentucky and won Kentucky. So, first, second, first.
That's ridiculous. I'm pretty sure that's the best States performance we've had this year, I mean, by far. And I can't even think of a States performance in 1 year that can rival that. That's pretty ridiculous. Kyle, what do you think about his deck choice?
Yeah, I always thought CMT was good if you build it correctly. It always felt like the strongest deck if you got a strong start, because, I mean, you could just start doing 80 turn 1, and things would just kind of go from there. So CMT was always a really strong deck in my mind. Personally, I just always leaned towards Zekrom Electric because it was less reliant on what was in your hand, and once you got Electric into play, you could just kind of play whatever is out there. Even if you got N to a small hand, you would have Electric to get energy back. Whereas with CMT, you were a little more vulnerable to N, but if you always drew out of those situations, it would actually be the stronger deck. So I like CMT a lot. There's a reason why those were the 2 best decks in the format at the time, I think. And obviously, Dustin made a pretty good choice if he won 2 states and took second in another one.
Woo! Yeah, I mean, obviously, can't take that away from the guy. That obviously what just propelled him to the top of the standings for rating. And now Nationals is, I mean, it's just a cakewalk for you now. You don't actually have to stress about getting any points, getting any type of championship points to be able to qualify for Worlds, because that's in the bag. You should be feeling pretty good. And how do you feel about that? You qualified for Worlds last year too, correct?
I did not. I actually placed 65th at Nats, which didn't help. And then my other closest
way to do your research, Crim.
Yeah. In 2008, after states and regionals, my ELO was high enough to a point where if I hadn't played in nationals, I would have had the Worlds invite. But I was really young and I didn't know that at the time, so I went to nationals, went 5-4, and lost my Worlds invite. So this is actually my first year being invited to Worlds, and I've been waiting for 6 years, and I'm really excited about it. I hope I don't screw it up.
Congratulations, dude. I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about you hope you don't screw up your Worlds performance stuff, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you're going to put a lot of effort into it. You do put a lot of effort into your playtesting, correct? Or maybe not?
Surprisingly, I actually don't play online that often. Usually I neglect, like, updating my decks. I used to play on PPCGO a lot, and now I don't. So most of my playtesting comes with my friend Mike Newman and a few of my other friends. And I do play, like, daily, though, so that helps. And I do forum some on Hate Trainer, and I just to get the idea of what's going on. But I could do more playtesting for sure.
Well, I mean, putting a, well, like you said, being able to play on a daily basis, that goes a long way. Not very many people have that kind of dedication. And being able to do that, and not only doing that, but like, I'm assuming you enjoy this game so much that you actually take the time and you actually enjoy doing what you're doing on a daily basis. So this goes a long way, and this is really what helps prepare you and what's helped propel you to the superstar status that you have right now, man. It's pretty cool.
Hope it lasts. Hope this
I'm
isn't
sure it
50
will.
minutes of fame type deal.
No. I'm sure you're here to stay. And obviously, we can't thank you enough because you've also helped the Top Cut out quite a bit. You created our logo for us, and you actually created a new one for us. So that's really cool. You're involved with the community quite a bit, and that's also something that I'm sure you're a great asset to not only us, but the community itself. So that's pretty cool, and I really enjoy that when it comes to people, players who actually do really well, and not only do that, but do their share in the community. But yeah, I guess now we're
not to mention, he provided us with a great moment when he top decked that double colorless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Oh man, I had forgotten all about that. Like the little snap of the deck, and God, that was beautiful, precious moment.
I wish I could have zoomed in on his opponent's face.
Funny story is that top decking of the DCE was against Matt Keish, who's a player in the Michigan area, and I played him again at the Chicago Marathon. It was a really awkward game. There was like no words spoken between the two of us. I won though. So.
Yeah, I don't think he was too happy
okay.
after you made this big spectacle about it.
I know. When you posted it online, I just yelled and screamed about it and told all my friends.
It's alright. It's good publicity.
Yeah, and for those of you that haven't seen that video, it's on our Top Cut page on YouTube. It's a great video. I've seen it I don't know how many times. Kyle linked me to it the first time, and then I remember just rewatching it for the excitement's sake. It was the funniest thing in the world. But I think we're actually having an issue with our broadcaster. Can we resolve that right now, or do you guys want to wait a little bit to resolve it?
I can look into it, but we just have to go off air for a second.
Okay, yeah, let's resolve it just to make sure that we have all the issues fixed. We'll be back in less than a minute, guys. Please stay tuned.